It's a 33 guy, and it's June 21st, 2021. We are going to be talking about the UFO phenomena. So, U.S. Congress is about to release some information from the intelligence community on the UFO phenomena. They have rebranded it UAP, Unidentified Aerial Phenomena. I will be commenting and giving my analysis about the latest information released to the public. And before that, I'm going to show you an interview that I gave last fall about my version of UFOs and different things about that. Project Blue Book. Wow, They investigated sightings and they automatically tried to debunk them. They had an agenda that was not what I'd call scientific. They weren't really into inquiring about what was there. What did they have? 701 or 721 cases they couldn't explain? Those are the ones we want to look at, because most UFO sightings we can explain. They're natural phenomena, they're misidentification, they're planes, hallucinations. And there's a large portion of them that we can explain. Those are the ones we're interested in. So the best personal sighting that I've had is I was in Kaslo, walking nighttime, looking up at the stars. There were 2 stars right there, and I didn't think anything of them. And then all of a sudden, they both started moving, going around each other and taking off in the same direction they were, but they circled each other first. I was like, holy smokes. That was cool. So, my feelings on alien abduction. At one time, I thought it was all baloney. I think there's enough evidence to support that's actually happened. What's going on? What's their agenda? I hear different theories making, hey, let's check out our creation that we made a while ago and see where they're at. That's one. Another one is genetic manipulation. Are they manipulating us for another stage of human evolution? Another one is alien-human hybrids. There seemed to be some evidence supporting that, some anecdotal evidence at least. Then there's different researchers. Some say, oh yeah, it's really for the good. Another guy, they're going to be taking over. I don't know. Elon Musk, SpaceX. I got a lot of respect for that man. I think he's really intelligent. And he's got some very wild ideas. He wants to end up in Mars. Well, I guess you got to die somewhere. Got to be surrounded by his friends. SpaceX. There is more space, I want to say travel, but companies moving into space. I don't know. SpaceX. Well, he's smart enough. He's done some things that NASA wasn't doing. The guy's brilliant. Landing a rocket, reusing it. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see where all this ends up in 5, 10, 20 years from now. 30, maybe around then. Okay. The USA is the big boys in this UFO phenomena. It appears they hold most of the weight. Otherwise, during the Belgium flap, when they said, hey, this stuff isn't from this world, we would be saying, oh my gosh, let's do something about it. Let's do some research. Let's open, the journalists would say, oh, it's a real phenomenon. But instead, we still had that many years of ridicule and, you're tin hat wearers if you believe in this. So it has been over 70 years since the Roswell incident. And that is sort of the modern UFO era, especially for the States. ATIP, the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, was declassified in 2017. They found what they called five observables. In other words, these UFOs demonstrated five observables that they consistently recorded. One was sudden and instantaneous acceleration. These things would go from a standstill to hypersonic speed. That's like more than Mach 5 and better. And then they would do right angle turns. That kind of maneuverability would crush any living biological species that we know of. They had G-forces. A human being can handle about 9 Gs before it really starts messing with you biologically. And our best machines can handle maybe 17 Gs. You know, what's that, an F-18 or something? And then it starts falling apart. These machines were recorded at over 600 Gs. 600 G forces. That's a lot. More than you and I can handle, that's for sure. So the other observable, a second observable, was hypersonic velocities without any signatures. What are we looking at? 40,000 miles per hour. And there was no sonic booms. There was no emissions, no trails. So, kind of crazy. I'm going to read some of this here. Hypersonic velocities included normal signatures, included acoustic, heat, and electromagnetic signatures that are traditionally found and recognized as a sonic boom, a vapor contrails, and atmospheric ionization. These, even the best advanced military reconnaissance aircrafts have detectable signatures. These machines did not. None of those signatures. They can go from like 80,000 feet to sea level in 0.78 of a second. We don't have anything that does that. There is low observability, like a stealth mode. Maybe they're like always in stealth mode, we can't see them. But sometimes radar would not be picking it up, but a pilot would have a visual contact. Or sometimes pilots have reported that they have no visual contact, but it's on their radar. A really interesting item is transmedium travel. So these machines can go from 80,000 feet, outer space, into heavy, dense, our atmosphere, and even into water, without any change in their performance capability. We do not have anything like that. And of course there's positive lift, which is anti-gravity functions. There's no signs of propulsion, no engine, no propellers, no exhaust plumes. There's no flight surfaces, no wings, rudders, ailerons, fins, and yet they're able to move in very precise manners in our atmosphere and in the sea. In the sea, they've been recorded going faster, 3-4 times faster than our fastest atomic submarines. So they've disappeared in front of pilots and then reappeared at their cap point. So that means that they're reading military encrypted information and then go to that point, basically saying, hey, look at this, we can do this. Who do you think you're dealing with? There's multiple radar, infrared, and other electronic gathering data that has been confirmed by the Pentagon. The Pentagon has acknowledged that this phenomena is real. So basically what we have are 3 theories of what these machines can possibly be. Is it the U.S. Special Access Programs? Not likely. Anything that the U.S. has had, any hidden machinery or something like that, usually has a shelf life of about 15 years. Aerospace historians say nothing's been, has been hidden from us for more than 15 years. The Tic Tac thing, that's what, 17 years now. No, we don't have anything close to that. Not now, not then. And let's remember, this stuff has been going on for well over 70 years, probably hundreds of years. But let's just talk about the modern UFO era. Other countries leapfrogging the United States. The United States, of all the military budgets in the world, the United States has 40% of the spending. They have got the most advanced military weapons, most advanced military aircraft, and recently that congressional committee that is releasing information already has said, hey, this is not in the U.S. military. This is not in our special access programs or anything like that at all. And various intelligence individuals have come out and saying, this is not Russian, this is not Chinese. I doubt very much if it's from Greenland or Iceland or Canada. This is not human-made. This stuff has been going on for over 70 years with the same kind of observables. So what do we got left? Theory 3, not from this world. Duh. Most probable theory. The French came up with that a couple decades ago. Oh, the most probable theory is this is not from our world, not human-made. So just like connect the dots, man. Just connect the dots. Okay, just to reiterate that these findings, these observables, have been recorded and observed for well over 70 years. I don't believe that any country on this planet had anything close to it now, and definitely not over half a century or 3/4 of a century ago. Just because the Pentagon has rebranded the UFO phenomena as UAP, unidentified aerial phenomena, and just because it officially released gun camera footage does not erase any of the UFO history. What it does do is vindicate those of us who have looked at the data, those who had the intelligence and insight to connect the dots and not remain in a belief system that could not accept the truth. It vindicates the courageous souls who dared to speak of the truth of the UFO phenomena, while others, like so-called scientists who decided not to look at the data, academics who were too scared for their career to look at the phenomena, or journalists who cared more about looking good than investigating the evidence, and those small-minded sheeple who listened to the government propaganda or ridicule and shame and suppression of the truth. This information was available to all of us at least 50 years ago. The internet was up and running in 1983 to the public, and most of us had computers by 1995. That's over 1/4 of a century. What were you doing? So the last 1/4 of the century, did you check your beliefs, or did you just accept what the mass media told you? As far as the UFO phenomena is concerned, connect the dots. Doesn't take a super intelligent person to figure out, hey, we don't have machines that can do right angle turns. We don't have machines that can do that, not in hypersonic speeds. We don't have that. It's not too big an extrapolation of the truth. We don't have that technological capability right now. It is from a non-human intelligence. We're not at the top of the food chain. They've been visiting our planet for decades, maybe millennia. So, in a nutshell, we are not alone. Let's welcome them. Let's open the doors. Maybe if we weren't so crazy, spending so much on shooting people and having wars, they might say, oh yeah, okay, it's time to visit our crazy little stupid brothers. Let's go talk to the human race. I'm hoping for that. Okay. Thank you. And have a good day. Enjoy yourself.